Muhammad was an orphan. His father, mother, and grandmother all died before he was 8 years old, so his uncle adopted him. By 610 CE, Muhammad was already grown up. He experienced a presence that told him to recite. Muhammad began to first teach Islam in Mecca in 612 CE, publicly in Arabic markets. Both men and women began to accept Islam. Muhammad's teachings inspired Muslims to give their lives towards the spreading of Islam. He said there would be a day of judgment that would occur where there would be consequences for the actions of earth. In 622, Muhammad left Mecca for the city of prophets, or Urithi, which was later named Medina. Muhammad becomes more than a prophet, he becomes a statesman as well. In 630, Mecca surrendered. After Muhammad conquered Mecca, he ordered the alms money. Another way Muhammad spread Islam was through money and gifts. In 632, Muhammad dies at the age of 62. All the words that came to him, which he preached, were then later on written down into a book called the Quran. The Quran is a religious text that contains the word of God that came from Muhammad. The Quran is a base for the religion of Islam. In chapter 47, verse 2, the Quran says, "And those who believe and do righteous deeds and believe in what has been sent down upon Muhammad, and it is the truth from their Lord, he will remove them from their misdeeds and amend their condition." This quote from the Quran says that if people do good things and believe, that their wrongdoings will be taken away from them.
There were 4 righteous caliphs that helped to spread the Islam religion. When Muhammad died, his father-in-law Abu Bakr became a caliph. Abu Bakr was only a caliph for 2 years, but he managed to unite the entire Arabian Peninsula with the Islam religion. When Muhammad was living, he had goals to expand Islam. Abu Bakr sent Muslim forces into Syria and Iraq, and soon enough, Islam dominated in these places. Abu Bakr is also responsible for forming the Sunni Muslim group, which is the largest branch of Islam. After Abu Bakr died, Umar became the next caliph. Umar is known for leading successful Arab raids into Roman and Sassanid empires. Under his rule, Muslims conquered northern and western Iraq. Later, the troops marched into Egypt. The troops passed the Islam religion onto every place they conquered. After Umar's death, the caliph named Uthman came to lead the Muslims. Uthman tried to generate income by pushing Islam borders north, east, and west, but he was unsuccessful. Finally, he took his army on an organized campaign, and they took over most of Western Asia. Later, he expanded the empire into present-day Iran and present-day Afghanistan. One of Uthman's greatest achievements is when he joined the Quran into one unified text. After Uthman came Ali. Under Ali, the soldiers of the Islamic Empire fought their way through Egypt and North Africa, and although Ali was assassinated, the armies continued on. There was a bitter religious turmoil between the Sunnis and the followers of Ali, who were the Shiites. The Sunnis won and established the Umayyad dynasty, which spread the religion to North Africa.
After the death of Muhammad in 632, the leadership of the new religion in the newly united Arab tribes was taken over by Muhammad's upper-class father-in-law Abu Bakr. It was the first dynasty of the Muslim Caliphate. Damascus was the capital. The Umayyads transformed the Caliphate from a religious base to a more of a dynastic one. This dynasty made a firm control of Arab invasions over nations, and making Arabic the official language. This empire had religious tolerance to all religions and welcomed any people to help expand. The Abbasid Empire took over the Umayyad Empire, ending it. The Abbasid Empire also appealed to non-Arab Muslims known as the Mawali people. The Abbasids moved the empire's capital from Damascus to Baghdad in Iraq. This move was to be closer to the Persian Mawali people that supported them and lived in that region. The Abbasid, with the Persian Mawali people, had enough power to take over the Umayyad Empire. This move of the capital marked the start of the Islamic Golden Age. The Islamic Golden Age is the part of time where the people made great advances in mathematics, architecture, and open trade between the Christians. These advances in open trade helped spread the Islamic religion. The Seljuk were Turkish people from Turkmenistan who entered the Abbasid Empire around 950. The Seljuk spoke Persian and encouraged Persian culture. In 1055, the Seljuk king named Togrul Beg had conquered Iraq, but there was still an Abbasid caliph in Baghdad. The Abbasid caliph pretty much had to do everything that the Seljuk sultan wanted him to do. When Togrul Beg died in 1063, he was succeeded by his nephew Alp Arslan. Alp Arslan captured Armenia from the Byzantine Empire. In 1070, the Byzantines decided to try to push the Seljuks out of Armenia. At first, the Byzantines won, but then there was a great battle at Manzikert in 1071, and the Byzantines lost. When Alp Arslan died, his son Melis Shah became sultan. But when he died, the Seljuks got less powerful, and by 1192, their dynasty ended and broke into small kingdoms.
In the 1100s AD, some people living in Central Asia began to expand out of where they had been living, forming the Mongols. They invaded Persia and India. Some went to China and ended up taking over China and ruling for 100 years. It was the Mongol conquest of China that opened up communication between China and West Asia and then to Europe. The Mongols controlled all of Persia and China and northern India. In 1227 AD, Agdai ruled the Mongol Empire, but when he died, his wife took over. His wife, named Turjin, built churches, mosques, and schools all over the empire, spreading the Islamic and Christian religions. The Ottoman Empire evolved from the collapse of the Mongol Empire. The Ottoman rulers took over the land that once belonged to the Mongols. But in 1400, the Mongols attacked the Ottomans under a new leader named Tamerlane. After this attack, they lost all their land in Asia, so they focused more on Europe. They ended in the last bit of the Roman Empire and took over. Also, when the Spanish made the Jews that went to Spain leave, the Ottoman Empire welcomed and converted those Jews to the Islamic religion. By 1517, the Ottomans gained control of Egypt and extended their control over the North African coast.